Hi, I'm Cassie Lomas and I'm the makeup ambassador for Bee. I'm here to show you the new vegan range of makeup brushes that I was lucky enough to help Bee develop. I'm going to show you how to do foundation with the new Bee foundation brush. A good tip if you want a lighter finish is to damp your brush down first. So put a little bit of water on it and squeeze it out with a tissue. It spreads the foundation further and becomes much thinner. I want my base to be a little bit heavier, so I'm going to use the brush dry. I'm going to start in the central panel of the face and just use sweeping motions back and forth. The faster that you apply this, the less chance it has of having any areas missed. And as I'm going back and forth, I'm just literally using the tip of the brush to blend the product in, right under the jawline. Go over any areas that need a little bit more coverage with another layer. Try not to use too much on the first application and instead build it in very light layers. Take the foundation over your eyelids too, because this gives a really nice base for when you're going to be doing your eyeshadow. And always take foundation right down your neck. I love these flat foundation brushes because they do give a really nice finish. I think we all want to get the job done as quickly as possible, so for me this really works. Hey, there we go. You might wonder how everyone's getting that gorgeous contoured streamlined look to the face. I'm going to use a concealer and my foundation brush. By using my foundation brush, because it's quite wide, it just means that I get it done in a lot quicker time. So I'm applying my concealer to the front and back of my brush, and again, just like I did with foundation, tapping off any excess on the side of my hand. And then I'm going to be drawing a triangle shape underneath my eye. You see, because my brush is so big, I can do this quite quickly. A little bit down my nose. Now when you go down your nose, the flat of the brush will literally just catch the highlight area that you want to get. A bit on your chin, over the top of your lip, and on the central panel of your forehead. And then I'm going to just wipe away any excess on my brush, and then I'm going to use the tip to just blend it in. And this is how we get that Kim Kardashian contoured look, but a lot quicker. And the bigger the brush, the bigger the surface area you get to cover in one go. There we go. So now I am ready for my contouring, as in blush. I love this brush because it's angled, so it's great for doing contour and blusher at the same time. Perfect. I love a two-in-one. So I'm going to start with my contour. Now this is the area that we want to make a shade in. So it's under the cheekbones. If you suck your cheeks in, you're going to follow that line. It kind of goes to the centre or bottom of your ear. So I'm going to use the flat side of this brush. Anything that has an angle draws a line. To do the contour, I'm going to use a little bit of bronzer because that's a darker shadow on the flat side of the brush. So use that whole flat of the brush and pat it into the contour colour. I'm going to tap off any excess. So I'm just using kind of light feathery motions, almost in a stripe because we're going to blend it in a minute, up towards the centre of the ear and in the hollow of my cheek. And I'm going to do the same on the other side. You can see I'm not going any further in than the outside of my brow because I want to really shape my face. And at this stage, I like to do a little bit under my chin. Gives the illusion of a thinner face. So with the same brush, I'm now going to apply my blusher. I like to use one with a little bit of sheen because it picks up nicely in the light. If you like to do a lot of selfies, it's a good tip for you. And then the right place to put blusher is on the apples of your cheeks. So if you do a big smile, you can see you get this little circle here. So just using the very tip of my brush this time, I'm going to circle this blush onto the cheeks and then take it up and blend it into this contour that I've already done. To apply eyeshadow, I always say you only need two brushes. A flat one, which is to put the product onto the eye, and a fluffy one to blend it out. So I'm going to start with my flat brush and I'm actually pressing the flat side into the product and giving it a little wiggle. This is going to pick up lots of product on your brush so that it doesn't take as long to get the intensity that you want. Tap off any excess so that doesn't fall over your face. And literally you're going to press it into your eye, like you just press the brush into the palette, you're going to press it into the eyelid, all the way along the lower lid and up to the socket. And do the same on both eyes. And then I'm going to use the blending brush clean because I've already got the product on my eye, so I don't want to add any more because it's going to go too high to my brow. And I'm going to just soften that line in the socket so that you can't see where it starts and stops. And that is literally how easy it is to do eyeshadow. Only when you've finished your makeup do you conceal any blemishes. And the reason for this is because if you do them first, what happens is when you apply the rest of your makeup, you end up wiping it all off. So when you're all finished, then's a good time to cover any spots. I'm using the lip brush. It's great for concealer also because it's got that really nice flat, stiff finish. So it's great for application. And a lipstick is very much like a concealer. It's a cream finish, so you can use the brush for both. I'm just going to apply over any blemishes. Cover the whole blemish and around it, and then just use your finger to pat in the circle area to blend. And then around your nose is a really great area to cover as well with concealer, because sometimes you find it gets a little bit of redness. And this brush just fits really nicely into the shapes of your face. And another area where you might need a little bit more coverage is under the eye. Under the eye is always really hard to cover, and I find that a cake or a blemish concealer is the best way to give really high coverage. So I like to pat that over at the end of my makeup with a brush and then just use your finger to blend. There we have it. Once you've got all your makeup on, you want to set it in place so it lasts throughout the day. Now, some people like to wear powder, some people don't. I like this powder brush because you can use it to apply powder or bronzer, and I'm a real bronzer girl too. I'm going to put some powder on first to set my makeup just in the central areas of my face, because this is where I feel like it slides a little bit more. I'm going to apply the powder to the whole brush. Make sure you go all the way round the brush. Don't just put it on the top or on one side of it, because you want an even layer. Just tap off any excess, and then I'm going to just dust this, starting over my forehead and down the T-zone, and just sweep onto the sides of the face. And then when you want to apply your bronzer over it, which is what I do, just to give me a real healthy finish, I'm going to do it in the same way that I did with the powder, but this time I'm going to apply it all over the face and a little bit more around the edges just to slim me down. Now, it's really important that you do this with bronzer, because otherwise you're going to end up with a stripy face. We don't want that. So I like to press the brush into the palette with bronzer just to make sure it is even in every single hair. And I'm going to apply again all over the forehead, down the nose, across the face, in circular motions, just to finish off. A little bit of warmth. You can take this down your neck as well. There we go. This finishing brush is a real asset to any makeup bag kit, because you can use it to apply foundation, you can use it to apply cream, and you can also use it to apply powder. I'm now going to finish off the whole look by just doing a few circular motions around about where I've put my blusher and my contour, and it just softens any edges so that they blend really, really nicely. And again, by buffing the products into the skin, you really make them last a lot longer throughout the day. I don't know about you, but I always feel really spoilt when I've got a nice lip brush. And this one that comes with the lid is perfect to take out in my handbag. It's great when your lip brush is quite big, because it covers a larger surface area quicker. And for me, it's always about time. I'm going to apply the lipstick onto the brush, start in the centre at the top of the Cupid's bow, and do a line down. Same on the other side. Then once you've got your V shape on the Cupid's bow, you want to move it into an M shape and go along the lip. Same on the other side. By doing it in small sections, you get a much neater finish. Then I'm going to do the bottom middle section. And then once I've done that, I'm then going to go and get the outsides really, really neat. So to do that, I'm going to do a big smile. And what you find is the flat side of your brush, because it's so sharp, it will follow the natural lip shape. And just smooth around the lips. So you're using the flat area to get right in the corners, and then you would use the tip to just go around and neaten up any edges. Perfect.